should have read them all. I just put out a whole list. All right. So we're going to go ahead and start.
Oh, it's moving the number to
This is Bailey King, and she, I think Lori is their friend, and so she suggested to have her here because we had several people at our last Friends meeting that were really interested in essential oils. And I've just been talking about it. It's interesting how many people know somebody who uses them. So really interesting what she has to say. She's going to talk for about 40 minutes, and then there'll be a short little break. And then you're free to leave then if you want to, but if you're interested in some of her specials or what she has to provide, then she'll hand out that information then. So you just take it away. And thank you for coming.
People as they come in for
Sure, I can do that. That's a silly time. But I think we want to see that, don't we? Or do we want to see that, or do we want to see this?
Can you go halfway?
No, unless we shoot out this roll.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Like she said, my name is Bailey King. My husband and 3 children and I live outside of Cedar Falls on a farm. Sort of a farm. We were first introduced to essential oils about 2 years ago. I got a packet of information in the mail and kind of did some research and started really seeing how much research there was about essential oils, and that there's actually research that oregano oil is stronger than amoxicillin, which is a commonly used antibiotic for kids, and just kind of fell in love with the science part of it. And then it was about 9 months ago, I had some friends, one of them in this room, who said, we want to learn more, start teaching a class. So I started teaching, and it's kind of just exploded from there. I think people are really interested in other ways that you can take care of yourself besides the over-the-counter medicines and things like that. So I'm hoping you'll kind of get some information about how you can maybe take more charge of your own health in a more natural way. So I'm going to start with just a quick video because I like how it shows people actually using essential oils. Because if you've never seen somebody use them, the first time you see somebody get out a bottle of essential oil and start rubbing it on their feet, you're probably like me and thinking that they're a little crazy. So I just want to show you this quick video, and then we're going to get into what an essential oil is, how you can use it, different kind of medicines that essential oils can replace. We'll have a drawing at the end for some essential oil, and then we'll have some questions. So.
Without a sound, we take a step. Inside our hearts are racing. If it takes forever, we'll get there together.
As we started using them with our family, specifically with our little kids, and saw how fast they worked and how easy it was to be able to help all of our health, it was awesome. We fell in love with them. Now when my wife and I talk about the oils, it's like, what did we do before the oils?
Every time we use the oils, it's amazing because I know that no matter what I pick, even if it's not the very specific thing that they needed, I've still done something positive for their bodies. I love to diffuse the oils in my house. I use them throughout the day as pick-me-ups. I drink them in my water. I cook with them. I do my laundry with them. They're just everywhere.
To be able to have answers at our fingertips that are natural and safe that we feel really comfortable giving to our baby is something that gives us a lot of peace of mind.
I'm teaching them about a different way to take care of themselves, and it's leaving a legacy for them. Who doesn't want that for their children? Who doesn't want to teach that? used them and got results for ourselves and in our family and with people that we knew. I mean, that was amazing to us because we didn't even know that the power of essential oils existed.
It was amazing, you know, especially knowing what we had gone through and actually feeling for once that I was able to help my child, you know, every mom's dream. It was very empowering, and that was kind of my moment that I knew why I went to work.
It wasn't a couple days and I knew that these were amazing. And I was using them on my kids.
Ready for anything. Ready for anything. Ready for anything. Ready for anything.
I didn't know that I had another option. I didn't know that I could have the power or the choice. doTERRA has given me the ability to make those decisions and to see that you don't have to give up all of your power. You can actually do it yourself.
Ready for anything. Ready for anything. Ready for anything.
All right, so how many of you have heard of essential oils before you got the email with different times? Wow, a lot of you, awesome. Okay, so the question that I think most people are looking to answer with essential oils is having a safer, cheaper, more effective form of healthcare. And that's something that essential oils can do for you, is answer that. There are literally essential oils from all over the world that can help your body with depression, ADHD, diabetes, cuts and burns, anxiety, you name it, there are essential oils to help with those things. Here's some before and after pictures of lots of different things. The first one is a little boy with eczema, and this is one of my favorites because in just 10 weeks his mom made a spray of oils for his face, and he went from just horrible, horrible eczema and tons of pain to the last picture at 10 weeks, just one tiny little mark left. This little girl hit her head. She has a huge goose egg, lots of pain, and just 45 minutes of applying oils, the mom was able to get rid of the entire swelling and pain, and there's just a very light purple mark remaining. The bottom left corner is cracked heels. This was 3 weeks of melaleuca and coconut oil, and melaleuca is just kind of a fancier name for tea tree oil, if you've heard of that one. And then this guy has varicose veins, and obviously they don't look the best, but they were also very painful. And so he was able to use helichrysum oil and pull in the vein and get rid of the pain. So I just think before and afters are so powerful for what essential oils can do. So modern medicine, this is going to be over-the-counter and prescription things. These are made from synthetic agents, which means that they're just made in a laboratory. They're often side effects, whether known or unknown. You know, the other night I was listening to TV during dinner, and I heard a commercial for a new drug. And at the end of it followed 30 seconds of could cause diabetes, could cause liver failure, could cause stroke. And I thought, oh my gosh, I think I'd rather pee my pants, which is what it was helping, was bladder control, than worry about dying from it. There's just so many side effects, and oftentimes you can't take certain medications together because they interact, whereas essential oils you can. $4.5 trillion a year on over-the-counter prescription medicine. You know, I never used to think about how much marketing was being shown to me. You get a headache, and what's the very first thing that you think of? Tylenol, because there's so many commercials and marketing about Tylenol, so that's what you think, that's what you know. There's not marketing and advertising about essential oils, when really, now my brain knows I reach for the peppermint the second I get a headache, and it works just as quick, actually it works quicker, and it's completely safe and effective. And are we healthier because of these medicines? Oftentimes yes, but sometimes they're just making us healthy enough to move on with life, but aren't really making us healthy. Essential oils are made up of hundreds of natural compounds. So, for example, the lavender flower in France, they're able to get the essential oil out of that flower. Or maybe it's a root, or the bark, or the branch. All sorts of different parts of plants are where the essential oils are found. They help minimize the symptoms, address the root cause, they're safe without side effects, and they're just pennies per dose. Even the most expensive essential oil, the bottles have 250 drops in them. If you break that down per drop, let's say you have a headache, you're going to use 1 to 2 drops of peppermint on your temples and the base of your skull. It's just pennies for that. Whereas Tylenol is actually even more expensive than that. So larger upfront costs, but really without an expiration date, they just come out to pennies per dose. So what is an essential oil? The aromatic compounds found in plants, they are distilled with either a steam or a cold press extraction. And like we talked about, they're very powerful and safe. So this is a super close-up picture of peppermint. These are the oil sacs that the peppermint plant has to protect itself. And then we are able to get those oil sacs and get the essential oil out of the peppermint plant. So it's kind of cool how they do that. They are so powerful. They're 50 to 70 times more powerful than herbs. 1 drop of peppermint essential oil is the equivalent to 28 cups of peppermint herbal tea. So let's say you're having your cup of peppermint tea because it's supposed to awaken you. It might. However, 1 drop of peppermint essential oil in your hands and inhaled will absolutely wake you up because it's 70 times more powerful. They inhibit the growth of bacteria and viruses. This was the biggest point that stuck out to our family. Because essential oil molecules are so small, they can penetrate the cell of a virus. So let's say you have a virus and you go to the doctor. What does the doctor tell you if it's a virus? Nothing we can do. Go home, I'll send you the bill. There really is nothing that they can do for you because there's no medicine to help kill off viruses. Whereas essential oils can actually penetrate the virus cell and help kill it off. So that is amazing. Our son had hand, foot, and mouth, which is a virus, causes very high fevers, like 104, 105. They don't eat, they don't sleep, they have blisters on their hands, down their throat. Super contagious, so our son got it. We were able to use On Guard essential oil, which is a combination of oils that help kill off viruses. It got into his body, it started to kill off the virus, his body was able to help fight the virus. Within 36 hours, he was completely fine. You would have never known he was sick. Our friends that didn't have essential oil got the exact same virus and their little kids at the same time. It's about 8 to 10 days before she was sleeping and eating because her body had to fight that completely on its own, whereas our son had the essential oil that was in his body helping kill off the virus. So they're super powerful and they have a lot of properties that we try to mimic with medicine, but we're just not able. I should probably add at this point, I am not against medicine. I'm not against doctors by any means. We just don't have, our family doesn't have the need to go to doctors right now. We're able to use essential oils to fill in the gaps when we are sick to help us. We would go in a heartbeat if we needed it. We just haven't needed them in a year and a half because we're able to help ourselves or have the essential oils help our bodies. So a few things of research about essential oils because I feel like sometimes having research helps people understand that how powerful they are. Vanderbilt emergency room nurses and doctors did some research on themselves. If you're going to think of a stressful job, an ER nurse and doctor is probably going to be up there in the top of the stress charts. 60% of the staff was very frustrated before they started diffusing oils. That's what's going over here. It's called a diffuser. After they diffused the oils for anxiety and stress, only 6% felt frustrated. That's a huge drop. to have 60% of your staff feeling frustrated to only 6%, that makes a big difference in the workplace environment. And that's with emergency room workers. So think of what diffusing in your own home or your own job can do for your anxiety and stress. It can do a lot. Last 2 bits of research. The University of Oklahoma used On Guard essential oil, and their research showed that they were actually able to reduce the H1N1 influenza virus. That's huge. H1N1 influenza, I'm sure you heard it on the news. It spreads like crazy. There's nothing you can do for it. You're super sick. But the On Guard essential oil was actually able to help stop that. The other one they did was on MRSA. And I don't know if you know anything about MRSA, but it's an antibiotic-resistant bacteria. So oftentimes it's found in hospitals and things because antibiotics can't kill it off. It's kind of become a superbug, and it spreads through the hospitals. Once you get it, you are a carrier for life. They were able to put 3 drops of essential oil into a 32-ounce spray bottle, put it on Petri dishes, and then put this bacteria on the Petri dishes. And for 7 days, that virus was killed off continually for 7 days, which is huge because think of what it can do as, for example, you can make a hand sanitizer with that exact same essential oil with water and On Guard and lemon and kill off all the germs on your hands, which is a big deal because if it can kill off MRSA, it's going to help your health tremendously. That's one of my favorite things. Actually, pass it around and feel free to use it. Okay, so let's talk about essential oils. There are 4 different types of essential oils. There's synthetic essential oil, which means that it's made in a laboratory purely for scent. So if you go buy a lavender fragranced lotion, that lavender is just meant to smell like lavender. It's not going to calm you like an essential oil lavender is. It's not going to help your body in any way. It's simply going to smell like lavender. The second grade of essential oils is food grade. That means it's just meant for your food. So if you got a peppermint frosting, there are scents in there to make the peppermint smell. But then again, it's not going to affect your body. It's just for the taste part. Then there's therapeutic grade, which means it's going to help your body. The kicker with this is that it's not FDA regulated. So if you go to Walmart and buy therapeutic grade lemon, there's nothing that says that it's lemon, that it's not full of pesticides, that it's not full of fillers. There have been people that have been hospitalized because they've gotten oils at a consumer big box store that were filled with harmful things, and once they used them, it made them very sick. And then there's certified pure therapeutic grade, and this is what doTERRA is, the company that I represent. So the plants are all grown and harvested in their natural habitat. So they're going to France for lavender, they're going to Oman for frankincense. They're going all over the world to get the plants that are native to those countries. So they're most pure, most potent. They're working with farmers to work on their distilling practices, and then they're doing multiple third-party testing on every single bottle of oil. So you know that every single bottle is pure, genuine, authentic, it's potent, there's no pesticides, there's no fillers. The company that is testing the oils has no investment in the oils. So they're going to tell the doTERRA if they're full of fillers, they're going to tell doTERRA, and doTERRA is not going to sell it. A lot of other companies test their own oils. Well, they have investment in that. If the tests come back not great, they've lost money. So having an outside party test is a big deal. So how do you use essential oils? There's 3 ways. The first way is aromatically, or diffusing it. So you fill this with water, put in 3 to 5 drops of essential oil. There you go, back row, better. So you're all peeking around. And then there's a tiny disc in there that's moving 2.5 million times per second to dispense that water and oil into the air so that you're able to inhale it. You can also just simply put a drop in your palms and inhale it. Technically, those of you that have already sprayed your hands, if you are inhaling it, that is using it aromatically. You're able to kill germs. So right now I have On Guard in the diffuser. So that is killing all the germs that are in the air because of the properties of those essential oils are killing off germs. You can open airways. So I have a friend who has asthma. She's able to put Breathe, which is a blend of oils, in her diffuser. She's able to get that in and it opens up her airways. This is also huge. We've had croup in our house before and that's able to get in and open up the airways. And then like we talked about with that emergency room study, it can affect mood. So certain oils you can place in a diffuser or you can smell and it will actually lessen anxiety or depression or things like that. Citrus Bliss is a blend of citruses and vanilla, one of my favorites, and it's an uplifting oil. So that's the first way, aromatically. The second way is topically. So you all are using oils topically right now. So you're applying On Guard to your hands to kill off germs. You can apply peppermint or past tense oil to your temples and base of your skull for a headache. You can apply Melaleuca and lavender on a cotton ball around the ear and down the jaw, and then place the cotton ball in your ear. Will kill off ear infections. Super fast and super effective. You can put Digestin on your stomach for constipation or diarrhea, and it will help that. You can put Breathe on your chest for opening airways if you have a cold or asthma, things like that. And then you're probably wondering why that video shows so many oils in the bottoms of feet. It is because your feet have the biggest pores in your body. So if you put essential oils on your feet, it is in your bloodstream within 30 seconds. So Breathe on your feet to help with a cold, or On Guard to kill off viruses within 30 seconds. It's also a great spot for younger children because they're not able very easily to get the oil rubbed off their feet and on their face or in their eyes or whatever. So you can put socks on or whatnot and then it's not going to spread out. The third way is internally, and this is specific because doTERRA has done all those tests to make sure they're pure and safe and no fillers. So oftentimes the oils are safe enough for ingesting. So you can get empty gel capsules. They look just like a pill, but they're empty. Put the essential oils in the gel capsule and swallow them. Or oftentimes in my water bottle, I have lemon in there because lemon helps detox your liver, and your liver is filtering all the bad things in your body, so you need to help the liver kind of get rid of that. Grapefruit, lime, there's all sorts of citruses that people put in their water to drink and help their overall health. I had a sinus infection to the point that it was hurting my teeth. It was bad. It was super painful, and I was able to put On Guard and cinnamon and oregano into an empty gel capsule and swallow it morning and night, and by about 36 hours my sinus infection was completely gone. So just very powerful, and it's pretty cool the first time you get rid of a cold or a cold sore or an aching knee to realize how powerful they really are. So how do you know what to use and how to use it? They have these books called Modern Essential Usage Guide. This is the mini version. And then they also have this exact same information in a website, neweverythingessential.me. So it's just like a dictionary. So my best friend called me. She said, I've had these warts on my feet removed twice and they're back. What can I do? I said, I will send you oregano. I typed in warts and it comes up. I clicked on suggested protocols and it tells me right here. Oregano and frankincense applied topically 2 to 3 times per day to the wart for 2 to 4 weeks. She calls me a month later. She said they turned white, they fell off, and they haven't come back. So that's what they're supposed to do. So it tells you exactly what she does. Now, do you need all of these that it's telling you? Absolutely not. These are just different ones that will work. So it's kind of, the red ones are always the best, and the green ones are kind of second best if you didn't have something in red. And then it tells you exactly how to use it. So for this type of wart, it's oregano and frankincense. For the other types of warts, it would be protective blend, which is another name for On Guard. So it really lays it out exactly what to use and how to use it. They also have a tab which has testimonials, which is kind of neat. You can see maybe how long it took somebody else or what they kind of tweaked for it to work. Sometimes they have a tab about kids. So for example, this one is going to tell you do not use oregano on kids because it's such a potent oil. It will actually hurt their skin because their skin is more sensitive. And then there's usually a research tab that tells you the research behind it. So I prefer the book because I pretty much only use the internet on my phone, and I don't like holding a phone and dealing with bottles and trying to do it. Whereas the book, I can lay it out flat and read exactly what it says. So, for example, this one says fever. Place 1 to 2 drops of peppermint under the tongue and apply to the bottoms of feet and down the spine. So peppermint is able to lower fever because it's a very cooling one. It's also one that's used for hot flashes for exact same effect to cool you. The back row likes that one. As long as you guys are so excited about that one, there's also a button called Clary Calm, which is for hormone stabilization. So you're able to hold the Clary Calm on the inside of your ankles every morning and night to help control the hormones. And then the peppermint is needed less often for the hot flashes. So, a modern medicine cabinet. What are some of the things that maybe you have or you recognize from this photo?
Alcohol, hydrogen peroxide,
Hydrogen peroxide,
vitamins.
vitamins,
Ooh, yeah.
Pepto-Bismol, Benadryl, lots of things. I used to have these things, but now I have essential oils because you literally can replace those things with essential oils. So let's go through kind of some of the 10 most common oils and how they're used. Lemon. So this can be used aromatically, topically, and internally, and the N means that it can be used neat without diluting. So let's talk about diluting here for a minute. If it had an S for sensitive skin, doTERRA has fractionated coconut oil. You could also use olive oil, but olive oil oftentimes will stain clothes and things like that, whereas the fractionated coconut oil won't. The other difference is that you maybe have coconut oil at home that you cook with, but it's a solid. This is a constant liquid, so it makes it easy. So let's say I was going to... It's alphabetical, I should know. Let's say I was going to put peppermint on my baby that just got walked out for being noisy because he had a fever. I'm going to put a couple drops of fractionated coconut oil in my hand, and then I'm going to put 1 drop of peppermint. You tip it very slowly, and 1 drop. So I have coconut oil in my hand, and now I have peppermint in my hand. I'm able to mix these together and then put it on my baby's feet. Or if you have sensitive skin, or if it's an oil that's hot, it just means it's more potent. Now instead of it just being peppermint, it's diluted because it's in the coconut oil. So that is what we talked about diluting. Oregano is a very, very potent oil, obviously because it kills off warts. So you would never, if you have a sore throat, you're never going to put oregano straight on your skin. It's going to burn. It will hurt. It's that strong. But if you put 5-6 drops of coconut oil in your palm, and then 1 drop of oregano, and then on your throat, it can help kill off that sore throat without it burning your skin. If you ever put oregano on your skin, I had a friend that grabbed it on accident once. She called me, she said, my arm is on fire. Just more coconut oil on top, it will dilute it right down and take care of the burn. Same thing if you were ever to get oils in your eyes on accident, a little coconut oil, vegetable oil, olive oil, right around your eyes will dilute it out of your eyes to get rid of the pain. Does that make sense, the diluting? Yeah. Okay. Would you guys like me to pass around the one I'm talking about so you can smell it? Sure.
Yes, please.
Yeah? Okay.
Yes, please.
Do you want the tops too, or should I the tops up here? Wait, want to take away?
We won't tip.
I'm going to set this next to you, and I'll just let you grab the one I talk about and pass. Does that work? Okay, so lemon is going around now. One of my favorite oils. I love the smell. I love what it does. So here you can read, you can add a drop to honey and soothe a dry throat. You can diffuse it in your room to help get rid of odors and uplift the mood. I love using it to clean with. If you have a stainless steel appliance that's streaky, you can never get it clean, a drop of lemon or lime will take care of it in a second. You can take it in water as an antioxidant, which is good for health, and detoxifying your liver. So I love lemon. It's super mild. There's like 80 some uses for lemon. It's super popular. If you're wondering about price, lemon is $10, 250 drops in there. Peppermint, actually I have that one here, so I'm just using it. Peppermint, lemon, and lavender, 2 drops of each of those in a shot glass of water will take out allergies within about 5 minutes. So I go out to the field, I get that sudden itchy eye, you know, the feeling of allergies. 2 drops lavender, lemon, and peppermint, and a little bit of water. Within 5 minutes, my eyes aren't puffy anymore, I'm not itchy. Those 3 together are an antihistamine. You can inhale deeply, so I have a drop of pepper in my hands from when I was showing you. If I just take a deep breath like that, I can feel it all the way down into my lungs, that tingle of it opening things up. And like I've talked about before, drop in your palms and then on your forehead and back of your neck will get rid of headaches very quickly.
Bailey, can you do that like before you go out to mow a lawn or something, and it will keep them down?
Absolutely, yep.
Okay.
They also, because allergies are so common, they've actually made those.
Is that okay?
Unless it bothers you.
Okay, no, I'm good.
They've actually made those 3 oils into a gel cap so that you don't have to mess with dropping the oils. It's called Tri-Ease. So if that's something that you find works well for you, you can get it already made in a capsule. So like my husband, his boss has allergies. He just took him the gel capsules so he can leave them on his desk and take them every morning. So just a side note. This one is a sensitive skin issue. So if you have very sensitive skin, you would want to dilute it before you rub it on. I've never had an issue with peppermint. I don't have terribly sensitive skin. But example, for a child, a young child or somebody with very sensitive skin, you would dilute it before you applied it, like for a fever or whatnot. And I should have said this at the beginning, please ask questions as we go. This is not meant to be, I'm up here lecturing, just please interrupt. Okay, just skip it, there we go. Lavender. This is an amazing oil. So for calming, I have a friend whose little boy is 2 and has a very hard time calming down for bedtime. I have a lot of people with a lot of sleep issues. A drop of lavender on the bottom of your feet and a couple drops diffused at night. It literally will take him from jumping off the couch to sound asleep in his grandma's arms in like 4 or 5 minutes. His grandma came to one of my classes and she said, I am here because I've seen the lavender work on my very, very rowdy little grandson, and it is amazing. Bug bites, burns, things like that, it's a very, very calming for your skin. A lot of people will spray their pillows with lavender for the exact same calming reason. I'm going to show you a quick video about lavender with a lady that was burned. The volume isn't very good, so I'm actually going to talk over it and tell you what's going on. So this lady, Lene, she did not have essential oils, and she was cooking with a pressure cooker. She forgot